Damn it. It was aborted due to an error, and there was nothing I could do. So, whoever finds here first, please, can you share this URL in Twitter, Facebook, wherever you can. I hope some people will be able to find this. And maybe you can also post the address to the comment. So if there's somebody who can make it here, please introduce yourself and let me know that you're there, so that I'm not doing this for no viewers. But there's something that YouTube and all these live streams applications should definitely work on fast and a lot. Thanks, Patrick. Yeah, so I just got the message that the stream was aborted due to an error, and that's it. Maybe you and some others can share the new address to social media and Twitter. If you're using Twitter, please, if you can comment into my original post and so on, or maybe quote tweet that with the new address if you can. Of course, you don't have to. Damn it, we were so close to our destination already. I've had this happen once earlier, and that was when it was -26 and the stream aborted with less than a minute done. So before 1 minute was done, so the stream aborted, so I had to create a new one and share the new address to everyone, and so on. And we've got Bodha here too. Wonderful. At least a couple of people here. Let's go this way. We are now on an industrial area, and of course you have bike paths on industrial streets as well. I mean, why wouldn't you? People need to get to work. People need to be able to do business here. So of course you need bike paths. You know, we are almost at our destination. What is the time? 17:48. Let's go to left. And we've got a third viewer here. Who do we have there now? Please introduce yourself. If you can, if you're there, you don't have to, of course. And what do we have here now? There is a car here with a fat bike on the roof. And what is that? What do we have here? Ah, we've got Matt there, thanks. Happy to hear that you made it back. Let's park here. Their bike rack should really be much better. Not too many bike racks here. But how's that look like? Sonnisaari is a local microbrewery, and one of the owners actually happens to be city traffic bicycle traffic engineer. So how cool is that? Let's go and see what we have here. Otetaan auki. Täälläkö tää? Joo, siinä on täyttymiset. Aivan, otetaan hetki sitten. Let's wait for a moment because of COVID regulations. I do have my mask with me. It's a bit fiddle to put it on. probably I will have to do that. So if you excuse me for a second, let's take that one away and let's try if I can put it here. Will it stay here? It's difficult always when you have the gimbal and you want to... No, it doesn't work. It is indeed a bit difficult. I should have a holster or something, like I could just put the gimbal in, like I can put this bottle. I don't know if they make holsters for DJI Osmo mobile gimbals. Where is my mask? Yes, kiitoksia. Hello there.
Hello.
Saako täällä olla ilman maskia?
Saa olla.
Okay. Yes, so that there's no customers here currently, so we can be here without the mask. And who do we have here? It's Harri.
Hello.
From Sonnisaari, and Harri also from the city of Oulu, the guy responsible for the bicycle superhighways and so many other things. Who also was here with us in the chat a moment ago, just before my stream aborted due to an error. So welcome everybody who's back here now. Would you like to give us a small tour?
Yeah, we can
around this microbrewery?
Yeah, maybe we should try Vattu.
Yeah, definitely, that sounds good.
Yeah, let's close the door. So
yeah, I'll just take my backpack with me. Let's take this one. Let's go back indoors.
that way.
Let's go this way.
Actually, I was wondering that why didn't, or maybe you should do a live stream from Hankikanto, i.e. Snowcrust.
Yeah, but the mobile network isn't good enough.
Yeah,
that's why, because I would love to do that.
Yeah,
so this morning, actually, Harri woke up at 3:30 something. I woke up at 4, and we went together with our fat bikes for a snowcast ride in the frozen swamps in the wilderness, which is only possible to reach by bike in mornings like this when the snow crust is strong enough so that you can actually cycle anywhere. But without further ado, please introduce where we are.
Yeah, so now we are at the Sonnisaari brewery here in Oulu. So Sonnisaari is a microbrewery in Oulu, and we have been operating almost 6 years already.
Mm-hmm.
So during the first 6 years we have brewed something like 200, a little bit over 200 different beers.
200 different beers?
200 different
Wow,
beers.
can you remember all of them?
No. I haven't even tasted all of them.
Wow, how's that possible even? How many have you tasted? Half?
Oh, I don't know. Almost all, but not.
Oh, come on, you should keep count.
I don't know. But anyway, we have been operating 6 years now. We have been growing quite steadily. Now we are producing something like 10,000 liters per month, which is still really small brewery. But here in Finland, because we don't have that long history with modern craft breweries, I think that most of the craft breweries are still pretty small compared to, for example, the US.
And we have a history with our legislation as well.
We have our history with our legislation and so on, so it's quite difficult. But nowadays it's much easier to set up a brewery than it used to be.
Yeah, happily so.
Back in those days.
And Buddha is commenting over there that that's awesome, 200 different beers in 6 years.
Yeah. But that's one of our kind of main points of having a brewery, so that we can produce lots of different kind of beers, and basically to introduce different beer styles and beer culture to citizens in Oulu. But maybe we should try, or which one do you want to try?
What do we have?
We can
see what they have in tanks now.
Here. So we have at the moment in the fermenting tanks we have actually we have 8 different beers at the moment in the fermenting or conditioning tanks.
And what are they called?
This is bock. It's a style, so it didn't have a name at all. But then we have a double IPA, which is still also without the name. Flirt is one of our
Flirts. Yeah.
it's one of our goses. This is our kind of a basic beer. Then Mulkero, you can explain the name.
That's like a dickhead.
Yeah. So actually, we have two different Mulkeros.
Two different dickheads.
Yeah.
Yeah, wonderful.
Yeah, because it's one of our basic beers, which is selling quite fast. Then we have a Passion Pale Ale, one of our new ones. Then we have Vattu,
which is basically raspberry.
Yeah, which we are going to taste.
And that's a raspberry sour.
Yeah, that's a sour beer. And then we have a Randy. It's a so-called West Coast IPA, or kind of a traditional IPA.
I see.
But I think we are going to taste Vattu.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Let's go do that. Look at that, they have their own glasses.
Yeah.
With the logo. Patrick is asking if you have an online shop.
Yeah, we do have, but we are not allowed to send the beer via mail. So you can buy it online, but you have to come here, visit the brewery shop,
and pick it up yourself.
Yeah.
But can you, let's say that you make the order online, but can you have somebody else or a company to come pick it up and send it for you? No. That's because of the Finnish legislation. That sucks. But if you want to look at the website, the brewery, it's sonnisaari.fi, is it?
No.
sonnisaari.com. Can you show me how it's written? So if you want to visit their website, it's sonnisaari.com. sonnisaari.com. Indeed, that is a pity. But Finnish legislation has always been paranoid about alcohol. It's a tiny bit less paranoid now, but it's still way paranoid. I wouldn't be surprised if this is illegal, me filming you filling a beer glass.
The filming is not illegal, but the publishing or streaming it might be.
Yeah, illegal. Well, I don't know that. Thank you, Buddha. Exactly, sonnisaari.com. That Sonni is a male cow, a bull.
Yeah.
If you say, and Saari is an island, so it's basically a bull island, and then there is a bull island right next to the city center. Thank you. You're going to have some? Definitely you are. How's it look like? I'll just tell everybody that this is actually raspberry juice.
Yeah.
Well, it basically is. At least it tastes like that, and the smell is so good. That's why there is a bull in the logo. Indeed, that's why there is one.
Okay, should we try it?
Definitely. I don't know if I can admit it to all the viewers, but I don't like beer. But I do like this stuff. It doesn't taste like beer.
Yeah, because it's a sour beer. So
Exactly.
It's a totally different one.
The smell is so good. It's even better than the taste. I just smell this all day long. So here you have some of your old beers, like Meripihkatappi, Meripihkais Amber, Pseudovehnä, Wheat.
And here we have some of our first beers.
Such as
such as, for example, kulkuset is interesting one.
It's interesting to translate that. That's literally jingle bells.
That's jingle bells
between your legs.
That's jingle bells, and it's a kind of a Christmas beer.
Yeah.
and I don't know if you are familiar with I don't know, in Instagram with hashtag Nutscapes. If you are using Instagram,
Nutscape, yeah. Go check that hashtag out.
Go check that hashtag out because you can see some Nutscape here.
Exactly. So I didn't even notice that before. Now this is getting dark.
And well, these are some old ones as well. So
there's Malli, Fuck You, Paska Kaupungin Shit City, which is a famous graffiti in Oulu.
And actually this one should be interesting one for the
Kugel aus Deutsch.
So
Kugellager, you see?
So Kula Lager. And actually you can see the...
Oh, you can see the ball bearing there. So literally a ball bearing, but it works also very well in German if I'm not mistaken. So Kugellager. Wir haben hier auch Freiherr von Bockendorf. Sie sprechen über Alsterwasser jetzt. Na, ich hoffe doch, ihr habt auch echtes Bier. Moi, we've also got Vatanen here and Tiburon Volador. How do you even pronounce your name? Good to have you guys here. Then there's Mangoline, Apricosmos, Sonny Academy Stout, Mälli, Kauhavan Komia, Palmu, Chill Pills, Horros, APA, and some stout.
Yeah.
Yes.
And actually we can go once we have. Maybe you should rank these, but
yeah, maybe.
Then we can go back to the shop.
Yeah, sure. Oatsy. Luckily, there's no G in it. And yeah. Indeed. Now, as I'm drinking beer, the Germans are very, very interested. And Patrick's saying that craft beer is nice if you don't like the taste of alcohol. I like the smell of raspberry. Freiherr is saying, please don't call it beer. My Swabian heart is crying a bit, no offense. Tibur is here for bikes and Finnish stuff. We actually cycled to a microbrewery called Sonnisaari in Oulu, where one of the owners and workers, Harry, here also works as the city engineer responsible for bicycle traffic and all of our bicycle superhighways and lots of other awesome stuff. So how amazing! Yeah.
So it's a hard work, but someone's got to do it.
Exactly. Someone has to do both of those jobs.
So you can imagine that during the office hours I'm mostly riding a bike, and outside office hours I'm drinking beer.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
It's a hard work.
It is a hard work indeed. I was here for biking, but now there's alcohol involved. Nobody talked anything about alcohol. We just talked about beer.
Yeah. And actually we can visit the shop and check that what kind of beers we have there.
Sure.
If you still have butter left.
I should. I have 60% of battery left. Okay. And Patrick is asking if you do have a cargo bike to deliver beer. That would be awesome. Oh, you know how many do we have for that? And we have some nice plans about that. Let's go this way. Alright, what's happening now? Why isn't it turning? Maybe. You can also buy growlers. Now what's happening with this? Just a moment. One selection here.
Yeah,
So,
actually you can see the vattu.
yes, so this is the raspberry sour we just tasted.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Himalaya IPA.
Humalaya. Interesting. What is Humala in English?
Hop.
Hop, exactly. So it's more like Hopalaya.
Yeah.
And Humala is also being drunk.
Yeah. But you can see Himalaya here.
Exactly.
And then we have just different kind of beers that we have in the bottle at the moment. So typically we have something like 10 to maybe 15 different beers available all the time.
And how many t-shirts?
I don't know, maybe 2, 3 different ones.
Or patches. Just one left.
I don't know, there should be more.
And some of them in the cold.
Yeah.
Now there's somebody asking another viewer if they drink IPA or do they drink Weizenbier.
Mostly IPAs, actually. I like IPAs most. I know there's probably nothing.
And there's also a magnet, which is also a bottle opener. Wonderful. There's also wild raspberry here. Raspberry wild ale.
Yeah.
That's totally different from Vattu.
No, it's not. It's just it's an old one, so it has been fermented. I actually conditioned it for more than 1 year, more than 12 months.
I see. And there's Eero asking if you still have to have a kind of kiosk to be able to sell beer.
No, not
Vieläkö
anymore.
pitää olla
Not anymore. So just the old legislation. The old legislation requires a brewery to have a kind of a kiosk
to sell some food supplies or something like that.
Yeah.
But that's not a requirement anymore.
No.
Thank God. You would have to sell like snacks and
hernekeitto or
Peasoup, yeah.
näkkileipä.
Peasoup or näckebröd.
Whatever is the easiest one.
And Patrick's opinion seems to be that only Weizenbier is the real beer. Welches? Which one? Maitoparta, there's a milk stout here. Flaamilainen from Flanders, is that? No.
Actually, this one is quite interesting one.
Aplari, orange candy sour. That would be interesting. And ginger mango. Whoa, look at that.
So
That
this
is good
was the
stuff.
one you were talking about.
Yes.
Okay.
I like that.
Yeah.
Also.
Yeah.
Patrick saying that you could sell KitKat. Do you know KitKat in Finland? I know the chocolate, yeah, sure, and it's being sold here, but I don't know if they're talking something else.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know anything.
Is it the chocolate you're talking about, Patrick? It's interesting how this gimbal is acting up. It's sometimes the cat food, but that's interesting. No, the chocolate, yes. The cat chocolate. Yeah, because of the kiosk thing they mean, yeah. But yeah, luckily that's not a requirement anymore. So there's only beer here. And t-shirts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alright. How about you guys? Do you have any questions to Harry? Be it about bicycle infrastructure, any difficult questions about bicycle plans, bicycle related plans in the city of Oulu, or questions related to beer or microbreweries or starting up your own brewery or transporting beer on a cargo bike?
how to drink beer and do some cycling infrastructure planning
as a job
at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. Beer is staple food in Germany, actually, at least in some regions.
But anyway, what was it so that you would like to have what one ginger mango?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I'd love to have some of that.
We can put just a couple of them.
Yeah. In Bavaria, you are allowed to drink beer at your workspace because it's staple food. Yeah. And Patrick is asking if it's legal to drink alcohol in the public in Finland. And are you allowed to drink alcohol and cycle? Now we got the question. I love that question. Thank you for asking it. So, there is no blood alcohol content limit when you're riding a bike. You can be as drunk as you ever want to, as long as you're not causing any trouble. But if you're causing an accident, if you're causing some trouble and you have alcohol in your blood, then it can be a bad thing for you. It could be that your insurance doesn't cover stuff and you might be sentenced even for drunk riding. But as long as you don't cause any trouble on your bike, you can drink as much as you want to. And is it legal to drink alcohol in the public in Finland? I guess no.
No.
Not officially, but it's basically overlooked. So if you're not causing any trouble, nobody usually cares.
But is it? I don't know. It's not illegal. Or I mean, if it's illegal, there should be some legislation in place.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
No.
I don't know. Yeah. At least if you're drinking a beer out there in the city, nobody's going to arrest you unless you're causing some trouble.
Yeah.
And Eva Tannen is here saying, joka viides uskoo, että tankojuoppous on sallittua. Liikenneturvan tuore kysely paljastaa, että joka viides on siinä väärässä luulossa, että laki ei kieltäisi tai rajoittaisi humalassa pyöräilyä. Just as I told you, there is no BAC limit. But if you're causing a trouble if you're drunk and cycling, that is not allowed.
Yeah.
Tankojuopumus on kuitenkin rikos, josta voidaan tuomita jopa vankeuteen. So if you're drunk riding a bicycle, you can even get a jail sentence. Yes, if you cause accidents. But if you're not causing any troubles, it's no problem. And Freiherr is saying that they need to move to Finland. Their limit is 1.5 percentile.
In Germany.
In Germany, 1.5 for bicycle. I thought it was even more strict. In many countries, the limit is same for riding bikes as for motor vehicles. Okay. And in some countries, that is even 0.0.
Okay.
Patrick saying that's a very pragmatic view. If you don't cause trouble, it's fine. Would never be like that here in Germany. I can believe that. Yeah. But yeah, so many things should be like that. If you're not causing any trouble to anybody, why should it be prohibited? Do you also sell some alcohol-free beer? Non-alcoholic beer?
Actually, we are selling. It's not our product.
Oh wow!
But for example, this is a micro IPA from Olari Brewery, this is only 3.3.
So basically no alcohol.
Basically no alcohol. And this one is the new one. So it's hop water. So it's a kind of sparkling water with hops added. I haven't tasted it. I don't know if it's any good. And this is not our product, but it's
I see.
It's one Espoo-based company, so from southern Finland.
I see. Next to Helsinki.
So they have 3 different hop waters. I don't know. it's humalavesi in
Humalavesi, hop water indeed, yeah, literally
So-
0.0. Interesting.
yeah.
And now Patrick and Freiherr are arguing whether the limit is same, regardless if they are walking, cycling, driving, walking. On car it's 0.5 if nothing happens, and 0.3 if you have an accident, and on bike it's always 1.6, and on food there is no restriction, I believe. Looks like this isn't really popular. And what is your best selling beer? Patrick is asking.
At the moment,
At the moment? Or all time?
I would say that at the moment, Vattu is our oldest one. So it has been
So
kind
the
of
raspberry one,
one
the
of
raspberry sour.
our basic beers for like 5 years so far.
Uh-huh.
So it's either Vattu or Mulkero, which
Yeah.
is also one of our basic.
So there's a raspberry and then there's mulkero, which could translate into dickhead. Which one of the dickheads is this one? They have two of them in the tank?
No, but it's the same.
It's the same one.
It's
Okay,
the
yeah.
same
Because
dickhead,
you just need it so much.
Yeah.
I see. So if you ever come to Finland, if you ever come to Oulu, and I really hope you do, you also have a possibility to taste these if you want to.
Yeah.
Nallikari is a famous beach in Oulu. It's so famous that people from northern Norway come to Oulu in the summer holidays to have a vacation in the south, to have a beach holiday here in Oulu. And now the conclusion seems to be that this alcohol limit is 1.6 when cycling in Germany. I don't know. If you or somebody else who is watching this now or later can find a definite and final answer, please write it into the comments. It would be interesting to know that. Now where did he go? I think they have reached a consensus that it's going to be 1.6 when cycling.
Okay. Yeah.
So now we know that. And what do you have here?
Yeah, we also nowadays, because of the legislation allows it, we are selling also beer in growlers, which is basically 1 liter interesting looking bottle. Actually, I'm going to fill one.
Go ahead. Which one is it going to be? It's
So
going to be Tropicalia.
It's a Tropicalia. It's a New England IPA. So I don't know if you can see it filling up.
I can. Oh,
But this is kind of in crawler. When you are selling beer in crawler, it's basically kind of fresh beer. So it will stay good for approximately 3 days.
I see.
Not anymore. Not only 3 days. So it's a fresh, and you should drink it immediately, or at least.
And Vatan is asking if that is a plastic bottle, and it seems to be.
Yeah, it's a plastic bottle.
And Patrick commenting that this machine doesn't make any noise when filling the bottle.
No, it's not making any noise.
Tropicalia. Any more tricky questions or stupid questions or boring questions? Of course, intelligent and wonderful questions are also welcome.
So you were asking about the cycling infrastructure investments in Oulu.
Yes.
So basically, at the moment we are using. Actually, this year we are using 3.5 million euros for the cycling infrastructure.
Yeah,
And
for the separate projects.
Yeah, for the separate projects.
Yeah, which doesn't include the
It
regular.
doesn't include, but it doesn't. The calculation method doesn't include them either in for example, in Netherlands or in Helsinki.
I see.
So that's why we are That's why we are counting only those kind of separate investments, and that basically makes in the city of Oulu it makes like 17-18 euros per person, and of course we would like to raise it up to 25, even more euros per person. But I hope that we can raise it. But I think that 17-18 euros it's pretty good already, because even though we have the money, we don't have resources to spend it.
Exactly. Yeah, so we need more resources also.
Yeah, we need more
personal.
resources.
Yes, exactly.
More resources. Yeah.
Yeah, and Patrick saying 17 euros is a lot, especially since we already have a great cycling infrastructure.
We have old infrastructure.
Yeah, yeah.
It needs to be upgraded.
It definitely needs that. Yeah. Indeed, it does. So a lot of our cycling infrastructure has been built in the 60s and 70s, and it's aging fast.
Yeah, and actually forgot to mention, but yesterday we did kind of a review to the Maikkula cycling superhighway, the signage, detour signage.
That we saw in the previous part of this live stream.
Yeah, and actually we made quite many improvement requests to the contractor, and I assume that at the latest on Monday next week they will install quite many new signposts there.
Exactly. When I was riding through Kaukovaini, I was hoping that there would be some like confirmation sign saying that I am on the detour.
Yeah.
Yes, there's a couple of long sections where you don't get the confirmation.
Yeah.
And also, as Patrick is saying, of course, maintaining it also costs money, but building new one is probably more expensive. Depends, because some of that old bicycle infrastructure that we have basically needs to be rebuilt totally.
Yeah, because
it's so old.
Because there hasn't been any renewal programs in the cycling infrastructure at all.
In the past, yeah. And Freiherr is asking if it's legal to drive trails in Finland, MTB trails they mean. Do you mean by driving, do you mean riding bikes? If you mean riding trails, you can pretty much ride your bike anywhere you want, unless it's private yard, or if it's a strictly protected natural area. And Patrick says that at least in Germany, cycling infrastructure in the 60s was built to get cyclists out of the car lanes, but not to give cyclists a comfortable and safe way. We also have a bit of that similar history here too. The first bicycle infrastructure was actually built from the initiative of professional truck drivers, I believe, in the 60s. Yeah, riding, Freiherr is saying, so yes, you can pretty much ride your bicycle anywhere. It's included in the everyman's right or every person's rights, which include picking berries and camping and so on. Even on private property, as long as it's not somebody's backyard. In the most German areas, it's forbidden if there's under 2 meters, if the paths are under 2 meters wide, which is incredibly stupid. Yeah, I've heard about this. So if the path is less than 2 meters wide, it's not allowed to ride your bike there in some states in Germany. It is. Then again, in Germany, there's so much more people. I kinda understand the rules that rules have to be different, but that's still, even to me, it sounds stupid.
Do you know what I just noticed?
What's that?
You want to check that? What's the another beer there?
Oh, look at that! You've got ginger mango here on the tap.
Should we try it as well?
What do you think? Definitely. I love ginger. Let's try that a bit. So for any new viewers, we are now in Sonnisaari microbrewery, here having an interview with one of the co-owners of the brewery, Harri Vaarala, who also so happens to be the main bicycle traffic engineer for the city of Oulu. So if you have any good questions or bad questions to him, either about beers or bicycles or what's happening in Oulu, just write them in the chat and we'll ask that. Are there long distance cycleways in Finland, like from one city to the next? Probably difficult because of the distances, I guess. That's what Patrick is asking. Yeah, we have long distances and not so many people, but nearby cities, it's easy to cycle from a city to another, especially like within the region. So for example, in Oulu you can cycle to Kempele and Kiiminki and Halkipudas and Lumijoki, Liminka, Muhos, Tyrnävä. Not all the way to Tyrnävä, on dedicated bicycle paths. So the bicycle path network of Oulu extends to like 40 kilometers, 25 to 40 kilometers to any direction. And oftentimes you can find quiet roads which are parallel to the highways and so on, which are much more comfortable to cycle on. And what do we have here? In the Sonnisari glass we've got some ginger mango. So there's actually legislation that a highway must not be the only connection from A to B. So there must be it's legally required to have a connection where it's legal to ride your bicycle or your tractor even, or some other slower vehicles.
In which country?
In Finland.
Good.
At least there was. I'm not sure if it was included in the new traffic code anymore, but
I don't know.
ginger and mango.
So which one is better, by your opinion? Vattu or ginger mango?
I still like the smell of vattu.
I think it's this is milder one. I mean the sourness it's much milder in this one than in vattu. The sourness level.
How about in Germany? Do you have a lot of long distance bike paths? I have cycled a bit in Germany and also a bit in Netherlands and Belgium, and I like the node system that you have in some regions in Belgium and Netherlands, which doesn't really require all those connections to be actually bike paths, but let's say bike friendly paths, and paths which are comfortable to cycle on. So we do not also here in Finland, we do not always require, it wouldn't make sense to build separate bicycle infrastructure between long distances, between two cities and so on, if the distance is too big, because there wouldn't be too many people cycling there. Sure, it would benefit those who are cycling there, it would benefit cycling tourism and so on, and it would probably make it grow. So I'd like that, sure. But if we are going to invest some euros in bicycle infrastructure, we should focus on places where as many people will be able to use it. In some parts of Germany they are building high quality long distance cycle paths which rarely intersect with other roads, and they have shelters and maintenance equipment. That sounds great. Do you know like how long they are? Like 50 kilometers, 100 kilometers, 1000 kilometers? Most of it is under construction and the progresses take long, not surprisingly. What do you have here? What are these? Cardboard boxes?
Yeah.
How many?
I don't know.
That is a pile. So Harry, when are we going to transport kegs again by cargo bikes?
Yeah, we have been planning to do it for like 3 years.
Yeah,
2
exactly.
years.
I still haven't done that.
Yeah, I think we have to do it
This summer.
this summer.
Definitely.
With Armadillo and a few other cargo bikes.
Definitely. We will, and we will post
Yeah.
something about it on social media.
Should
maybe.
we? Yeah. Should we do a live stream delivering these keys to local restaurants?
Yeah, would you like that? Delivering those to local restaurants by cargo bikes. That would be awesome.
And which one would be more interesting? Armadillo from 2020 or from which year your
It's from 1950s.
1950s?
Yeah, but we can have both of them.
Both of them, yeah.
Alana Cole is asking a beer question, if we don't mind. Of course we don't mind. We are talking about beers all the time. What kind of hops are most popular in your beers right now?
The US-based hops, Citra, Amarillo, Idaho. There are quite a many. Actually, we can go and check it.
Yeah. Buddha is saying that would be awesome indeed to have a live stream transporting beer on cargo bikes. So let's add that to the list. Let's go now look at the hops.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Difficult to go through here with your hands a bit occupied. After every stop, a beer. So then the stream will be perfect. That sounds good. So we've got some hops here.
For example,
Citra.
we can try to smell it. Citra's pretty good one.
I hope our viewers can also smell this now. Yeah. Please take a deep breath. Now.
How would you describe it?
Beer.
I would describe it as a kind of fluidy.
And Eva Tane is also asking if it's legal to order beer with home transportation, for example, via Volt.
Yeah, it's illegal.
It's illegal.
By default, all kinds of stuff regarding alcohol is illegal in Finland.
Yeah, indeed.
So this is hop pellets.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a pelletized.
They're saying smells like hops, alright.
Yeah, it smells like the hops.
Whenever I see one of these big freezers, I think there must be a dead body in there. Let's see how many dead bodies do you have there. Do you know? At least they've hidden it well.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's in pieces. Paloittelusurma.
Yeah.
Yes, I love hops and beer transporting live streams. Thanks, so we'll definitely make one. Maybe two. Pekka smells hops. Beer. Easy. Pitäänkö lasin tähän? Vai? Yep. Alright. As you see, I know nothing about beers. I'm probably the only Finnish person who doesn't really drink beer. And here I am, hosting a live stream inside a brewery. Imagine that. So what's happening now?
I don't know, do you still have a battery left?
Oh, there's battery left, 46%.
What?
46%.
46?
Yes.
Okay. So how many hours are you going to?
Well, I was planning to end before 2 hours done, but we have already done like 2 hours 15. Should you have some more questions there? It's like me, go biking, have beer. Walk, have some beer. Sleep, have some beer. Exactly. That sounds familiar to some people that I might know. Yeah. Of course I wouldn't do that. What do you think? Shall we go biking tomorrow morning on an adventure?
I haven't decided yet.
Okay, yeah, there's still plenty of time because you only need to wake up at like at 3:30 or 4.
Actually, it's interesting because we have just opened the road cycling season just like 1 week ago, 2 weeks ago here in Oulu. So after the long winter, we are finally able to go for road cycling.
With the narrow, slick tires on asphalt.
Yeah.
Sounds so boring.
Yeah, but it's actually fun.
Yeah.
But at the same time, so tomorrow I need to decide whether to go for road cycling or to go
on a snow-crust adventure on your fat bike, going wherever you can on those amazing landscapes nobody has ever used a bicycle in.
Yeah, and
you're seriously considering between those.
Should we ask from the spectators that what should I do tomorrow?
Yeah, should Harry go cycling on the narrow tires on asphalt roads designed for motor vehicles, or should they go with me in the morning on the snowcrust adventures into unknown landscapes where nobody has ever used their bicycle before, and you never know what is there to expect to end if you can get back from there to civilization alive.
But tomorrow I have to be here at the brewery, so I have to be alive.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Understandable, yeah. Fat bike for sure. First, and they also say Canyon Dude for the win. They even know which bike I'm using. Snowy Adventures is the second answer here. It's basically risky versus romantic. I don't actually know which one is which. Yeah.
But we need to decide by the end of the day today.
Yeah, definitely.
Because either it's waking up at 3:30 a.m.
Yeah, exactly. Like you did today.
Yeah.
So what's the time now? It is now 18:37, so it's 6:30. You have been awake now for 15 hours.
Yeah.
And I have been like 14 and a half.
Mm.
They bought the same bike, dude. That's why they remember. Yes to him coming tomorrow, but he has pub duties, haha. And there was also there was a question if there will be a live stream about transporting beer to pubs and so on. So definitely there will be.
Yeah.
Yes, there will be. You have my word.
Actually, we can do it like next week or.
Yeah, I'm not promising that yet, but when it is.
How long it's gonna be? So it's like 7 kilometers from here to the city center.
Mm-hmm.
So how long it's gonna take?
So how many pubs are we going to transport it to? Because after every pub we need to drink beer. Like they just told us.
Yeah, maybe 3 or 4 at maximum.
Okay. Yeah,
or
that's
even
doable.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I was just asking that how long it's gonna take if we are going to do some pekkailu.
Oh yeah, that would never happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also there was a question if I'm going to do live streams on my fat bike trips and so on. I would love to, but the problem is that where I am fat biking, oftentimes there is not enough mobile network.
Yeah, but
it could have worked today, maybe. I've never tried it. Yeah, that's true. So maybe I should try it, but I am still dubious about that because even today here in Oulu, I've got at least 3 or 4 times problems with the internet connection.
That's true, but if you are cycling on open area, just nearby the cellular
towers,
it should be possible at least.
Yeah, it could be. It could be indeed. More important question: how many beers will you drink? Well, who knows? How many beers will you drink? Is a more important question. I guess that is regarded to the live stream transporting the beer to the pubs. It depends. We don't know that yet.
Yeah.
And besides, a beer can be a flexible measurement unit of measurement.
Yeah. I don't know if it's hopefully it's allowed to drink beer in live stream in Finland.
Yeah, who knows? Are we in Finland?
I don't know.
Yeah, me neither. We are in some fancy utopia land.
Yeah.
Where beers and bicycles can fill a person's wallet. Exactly. So, I think we're done for now. I've been live streaming and holding this gimbal now for more than 2 hours. So I think I'm going to call it quits. And let's turn not that way, but let's stay and turn here. And I'm going to thank Harry for letting us film here, and thank all the viewers and everybody who's commented. Please also like, comment and share and blah blah blah, you know the shit. And thanks for watching and have a nice day. Cheers.
Cheers.